Hi, everyone. Welcome to our International Student Orientation, where we will cover a number of topics related to health insurance and healthcare in the United States. We'll also discuss how to go about finding the right health insurance plan to fit your needs and terms to familiarize yourself with to make the process even easier. Let's start by telling you a little bit about us. ISI has been serving students like you since 2001, and our customer service team works with students every day to help you choose the type of health insurance plan you may need while studying outside of your home country. We strive to ensure our plans work for your school, visa requirements, and most importantly, are best suited for your personal health insurance needs. We offer support in multiple languages, including English, Spanish, Chinese, and Arabic. You can learn more about us by exploring our website, where you can chat in real time with our service team, visit us on social, or simply give us a call. We love helping international students, as many of us were at some point in your shoes, studying in a foreign country just like yourselves. Now, let's talk a little bit about why you need insurance. As some of you may already know, having health insurance in the US is crucial. But for those of you that don't, it's important to understand that seeking treatment in the US is really unlike any other. While you may have access to some of the best medical treatment in the world, this comes at a hefty price tag. For example, did you know that a fractured humerus, or the arm bone between your shoulder and your elbow, can cost around $50,000? While a fractured clavicle or shoulder fracture can cost around $18,000 or more. Without adequate health insurance, you may accrue large medical expenses costing thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, which frankly, no one wants to pay. The US also does not have a universal healthcare system, and you must be sure to secure your own health insurance either through your school, employer, or purchasing it on your own through companies like us. So now that you know why it's important to have a health insurance plan, the health insurance plan in place, let's discuss how to go about finding the right insurance plan to meet your needs. Some things to keep in mind that go hand in hand are costs, the type of medical treatment you're looking for, dependent coverage, and any medical insurance requirements you may need to meet either your school, your visa requirements, or both. At ISI, we offer many different types of health insurance plans, as we want to be sure to cater to the needs of all international populations. With this in mind, it's important to take the time to identify your needs in order to know which option might fit best and understand the various options that we are offering. The first thing you'll want to know is what type of health insurance your school will want you to have. Some schools may have a group plan in which all students are required to enroll in. Depending on your school, you may need to enroll in the specific plan that they offer, and insurance can sometimes be included in your tuition expenses. You may also have the option to waive out of the plan that they offer by completing a waiver form indicating that your new or existing plan meets a certain level of criteria. Schools may also select an individualized plan, which you are required to purchase but need to pay for on your own. And finally, other schools may leave it completely up to you to decide which plan works best for your needs and securing it on your own. We encourage you to check out our school requirements section on our website to see what requirements your school has in place. I'll go ahead and share my screen with you now to give you an example of what this looks like. Okay, let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so you can see on our website, internationalstudentinsurance.com, you can easily just click on the school requirements section right here, which will take you to this page. And it's broken down for you already. All you need to do is find your school and see which plan level will meet your needs, and you can purchase the plan online. do, students will need to contact their school directly and enroll in the plan that the school has implemented for them. Let's check out another school. How about Sonoma State in California? It looks like Sonoma State requires students to purchase the Student Secure Plan on their own. So here they have all the levels to choose from, and that it also works for OPT. There's also dates of coverage that the school wants students to purchase for. So you can be sure to input those dates when you go to purchase a plan online on your own. Now let's try one more school to see what they're offering. Let's try DigiPenn Institute of Technology in Washington. So they require all international students to have a health insurance plan, and they recommend the Student Secure Plan as an option. So in this case, the school offers many different options, with the Student Secure Plan being one of them, and the students can purchase either the budget, select, or elite level of coverage to meet their school's waiver requirements. Okay. So perhaps your school has a mandated group plan with a waiver form. If this is the case and you're not sure which plan will meet, you can contact our customer service team at info@internationalstudent.com and send along your waiver form. It's also listed right here, and waivers will be completed within 48 business hours and sent directly to your school. I'll go ahead and stop sharing my screen now. Okay, so regardless of the type of plan that your school is enforcing, you'll want to familiarize yourself with the following terms so that you can understand how insurance works. And I'll show that slide to you in just a moment. Some things you'll want to look out for, or words to familiarize yourself with, are here, which is policy maximum. You want to make sure that your plan covers at least $200,000 and preferably more. As we have discussed, insurance costs can add up very quickly. Limits per injury or illness. Does your policy have a certain dollar limit for each injury or illness? This can be separate from an overall policy maximum, and you'll want to familiarize yourself with how much your plan will cover for one specific injury or condition. Out-of-pocket expenses such as deductibles, copay, and co-insurance. And I'll go over all of these right now briefly. A deductible is the amount of money you must pay before the insurance is going to cover you. A deductible can either be the amount that is due one time over the course of your policy period, or for every new injury or illness that you seek treatment from on your plan. An example would be on our Student Secure Plan. This plan comes in 4 levels of coverage, but regardless of the level of coverage you choose, you will need to pay a deductible that is listed for every new injury or illness. You'll see that on other plans, however, such as our Patriot Exchange plan, that the deductible is only due one time per policy period. This means that if you visit a doctor, you'll need to pay your deductible first before your insurance will cover you for eligible expenses. Here's a fun fact. If your deductible is due one time per policy period and you didn't pay out your deductible in its entirety for your first doctor's visit, well, guess what? You'll have to go, when you go to the doctor again, you may continue paying that deductible out until you have reached the total amount of your deductible before your insurance is going to kick in. Now, let's talk a little bit about copays. Copays are a little different than deductibles. Depending on where you go to seek treatment, you may be subject to a copay instead of your deductible. Oftentimes, you may have a copay when visiting the urgent care center, walk-in clinic, or your student health center. Copays are usually a much smaller amount that needs to be paid and are due every time you go to one of these facilities, even if it is for the same condition. Now, after your deductible or copay, you may also have what's called a coinsurance depending on your plan. Coinsurance is usually a percentage and represents the percentage cost that you will need to pay and that the insurance plan will pay towards your eligible medical expenses. Common examples include percentages such as 100%. So that means that the insurance plan will offer coverage for 100% on eligible expenses after the deductible or copay. Maybe it's split 80-20, meaning that your insurance will cover 80% and you're responsible for the additional 20% of that bill, or 70-30. The list goes on, but those are some common ones that you will see. In the example of 80-20, again, that means that your insurance plan will cover 80% and you will be responsible for the remaining 20%. Out-of-pocket expenses, or maximum out-of-pocket, is just how it sounds. This is the most that you will have to pay regardless of your coinsurance or deductible. Once you reach this dollar amount, your insurance will cover the rest up to the policy maximum, which is the total amount in which your policy will cover. You'll see that the policy maximums can range, and as we discussed, you want to make sure that you have at least $200,000 or greater, while some policy maximums are unlimited. You'll see that's the case with many ACA type plans. So, plan benefits to be on the lookout for. So some common plan benefits include mental health, organized sports, pre-existing conditions, maternity, repatriation of remains, and medical evacuation. Be sure to check the dollar limits on these benefits to make sure anything specific you are looking to seek treatment for is a covered benefit and not excluded on your plan. Payment options and period of coverage. Now, does your plan allow for you to pay monthly, or must you pay for the entire duration of your policy in full? How long can you have your plan for, and can you renew it for a second or even subsequent year? These are all questions and things to think about and things to understand what your plan is offering. And finally, you'll want to understand what provider network your plan utilizes. This is going to be a list of doctors and hospitals that have agreed to a discounted rate and often work with your insurance company to pay them directly, instead of you having to pay for everything up front and file for reimbursement through the claims process. Going in network really helps you save on costs and avoid all of those extra hassles. Our plans use some of the largest networks across the country, such as United Healthcare, GeoBlue, and Aetna, just to name a few. Now, I know that you all have learned a lot of new vocabulary and have had a lot of information thrown at you today, but now you're equipped to make an educated decision on the type of insurance plan that's going to best suit your needs. However, you may have a few more things to consider. Do you need additional health insurance for your family? If so, it will be important to ask what type of visas and populations are eligible for that specific plan. And to reiterate, make sure that you find out your health insurance requirements for your school. You can refer to our school requirements page, but it's also a good rule of thumb to ask an advisor or your admissions department, as they may already have a plan in which you must enroll to register for classes or have some new updates to share with you. Ask if there is a waiver form, and if so, be sure to send it to our customer service team and we can help you find what plans will work well for your situation. And again, we can also complete that waiver form for you if there is a plan that works in a 48-hour period of time. I know there was a lot of information shared, so we'd love to hear from you and answer any questions to further clarify what we discussed. Feel free to leave them here or contact our customer service team at info@internationalstudentinsurance.com. We love chatting with you and helping you find the right plan to meet your needs. After all, that's why we're here. Thank you so much again, and we appreciate you considering us, and we'll see you next time.